This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay, so we got 7:05 exactly here, and we'll start the very brief meeting tonight of the Southampton Planning Board for June 4, 2025. You have the quorum present, Jim Labrie, Mark Darnold, and myself, Paul Demond. And the first agenda item is a request for a 61B withdrawal from a Peter Chistawa for the property located at 50 Crooked Ledge Road. It's 5.03 acres, and he's asking to have it all withdrawn, and it has gone to the Conservation Commission, which I received a letter on from George Russell earlier this week that they heard it, and they had waived, they suggested for the town to waive their right of first refusal. There were no wetlands issues or any issues, period, that they saw. So they waived their right, and now it's our turn before it goes to the select board. So I sent out copies. Mark, did you get yours? And Jim, of the plan and the acreage?
Yeah, the plan and the application both.
Yep.
Yeah, I got all the three things: the plan, the application, and then the map, the GIS. I think it is.
Yeah. Were you able to? I didn't see that, but were you able to see that clearly on the GIS? Did it come through showing, the lay of the land there?
Nah, I can't make heads or tails. I mean, it's not a very good picture, but yeah, I know right where it is anyway. So
yeah, but the link that you sent was very interactive. I thought you could actually utilize that GIS plan.
Yeah, so you were able to go fish around there and find it anyway, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't have that time. I mean, I was on my phone. I called it up. I hit print, and that's what came out. So it'd probably take a little more work if I didn't do that. But the other map, with part of the application, it shows it really good, the size and everything.
That GIS thing is nice. I have it on my desktop there, and it's great to be able to see different aspects of the land.
Yeah.
It's a nice function. But so without further ado, any questions about, to me, there's no connections to any current conservation areas or trails or anything in that vicinity. So it's kind of landlocked around Maple and Crooked Ledge within a residential area. So comments from you two fellows?
I didn't see any issues associated with it.
Jim?
I didn't see any issues as well. I mean, it looks straightforward, and I have no questions.
All right. Without further ado, then, do I have a motion that this board would suggest that the select board waive their right of first refusal on this parcel?
So moved. I've learned a new term.
Yeah, and I'll second that.
Motion's made by Mark and seconded by Jim. Any other further discussion? All in favor? Jim?
Jim's aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Myself, aye. So that passes, and I'll send off that decision of ours to the select board. And then the only other order of business tonight, which I didn't take up at our last meeting because it was too soon after the election, but now I have to submit officers for the coming year for our board and some of the respective boards that we represent. So I'll ask for nominations for chair of this planning board for the coming year 25-26.
I nominate Paul Demond for chairman.
Second.
That's what I was afraid of. How about if I nominate somebody? Is there going to be we have an election, secret ballot? No, so none of you other folks have a desire to be chair?
Maybe in about 10 years. I'll think about it.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I will gladly accept only on the premise that knowing that the town is going to be soliciting a job description for a quasi planner, conservation agent, zoning board, housing authority person in the next few months after they advertise it. So it might take a little bit of the administrative load off of the chair. And that would be very helpful because it's more than a voluntary position now. So, motion to close nominations.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor of Paul Demon being chair again for the coming year?
Aye.
Labreeze, aye.
Mark?
Aye.
I'll abstain.
You're not going to break the tie?
All right, so we have vice chair. Our current vice chair is Paul Fergal, but if someone else would like to pick up the vice chair position in my absence, or if I'm not at a meeting, so you can chair the meeting, do I have any nominations?
Does Paul want to do it, or Mark? Do you want to?
I would nominate Paul Fergal.
I will second that. That's perfect. I didn't know if he wanted it or not, but
Yeah,
he's going to get it.
He has trouble making a lot of meetings, but when he's called upon, he does perform. So
Yeah.
So let's see. Jim, who made that? Mark, did you make that?
Yes.
And Jim second. All in
Yes.
favor? Mark,
Aye.
Aye.
Jim,
Jim's aye.
all aye. The secretary, which just records the minutes, and I have done that in the past few months since Dan LaValle had relinquished it due to so many other duties he had within the town. And again, I don't mind doing that, but if someone else would like to take minutes, you're welcome to it. So do I have a motion for a secretary?
I'll nominate Paul if you want to do it. That sounds great.
Mark, have you any interest in doing minutes?
No, I'm already doing it in another thing. So I will second Jim's nomination.
You guys are so good.
We're going to get along just fine, Mark.
Motion's made, okay, by Jim, seconded by Mark. All in favor, Mark, yes?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes, Jim's yes.
Paul? I abstain. All right, PVPC, I've been doing that again as a representative only when I see pertinent information that refers to something we might be interested in. I'm not religious attending by any means. However, Stephen Johnson from the Select Board, who is a former member of this board, has taken a great interest in it because there's a lot of other topics they cover that could be relative to the town that he wants to be involved with. So a couple of months back, because we didn't have you're supposed to have a representative and an alternate, and I knew we had trouble getting people from this committee volunteering for it. So they allowed Stephen to be an alternate, not only as a select board member from the town, but like a liaison to the planning board, which I had no problem with. So for purposes of having a planning board representative, I don't mind staying on with that position. And Stephen will be the alternate for the town, per se. So I guess I'll nominate myself. Can I do
will
that?
second that.
I'll third it.
All those in favor, Mark,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye. Yeah.
I'll vote for myself this time. Community preservation, is that you, Mark, or
Yes.
Jim? Mark, no,
It's me.
you're on.
Mark.
Okay.
Mark did it.
You want to continue on that, Mark?
Sure.
Okay. I'll nominate Mark then to continue as our representative of community preservation.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Jim's aye.
Jim? Mark?
Aye.
Good boy. Now, open space, it's currently vacant. I was the rep there for a while. Is anybody interested in attending those open space committee meetings, Jim? I know
Yeah. What was that again?
they meet once a month, and it's pretty much all the land in town that they research that they might be interested in acquiring for open space or whatever, and contacting landowners and seeing if they can broker a deal with them, with Kestrel Land Trust, etc. But they're always on the outlook for open space. I don't know if you're interested in that or not. They meet once a month.
Yeah, I can start off with that. Let me try it out and see how it fits.
And I mean, to me, you might be a great resource for them too, having lived in town all your life and know every square inch of the town. But it's interesting when they have people come before them asking how they might, the steps to go through to donate town land, etc., and keep it in perpetuity for preservation.
Right.
All right, so Jim, I'll nominate Jim. Mark, can you second?
I will second that nomination.
All in favor? Aye, for me.
Aye.
Mark.
I guess I'll vote for myself if it's legal. If it's a legal
It's
vote,
legal.
I'll vote for myself.
All right.
Okay.
You're in there, Jim.
That's my disclaimer.
I'll send you the information. The chairman of that board right now is Mark Cassis.
I know Mark. I know Mark.
So I'll send him your email and whatever and tell him that you'll now be our rep for that. I don't think we have, is there a public safety committee still, Mark?
Yes, I'm on the committee.
So you're on that? Okay. And you want to remain on that?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm actually a member of the committee.
Okay. And I think
are you a member of the committee or are you the representative for the planning board or both?
I know I'm a member of the committee. I don't know if I'm jointly a representative of the planning board.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. So.
All right. Well, just to make just so the town clerk doesn't come back asking me afterwards, for just a formality's sake here, let me nominate Mark for public safety as our representative if that's required. So I'll nominate Mark.
And I'll second that. Jim's LaBrie seconding it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, if it's legal.
And then master plan, I know is Paul Fergal. He's been on it for years, and I'm expecting he'll remain on that. So I'm going to, in his absence, I'm going to nominate Mark for that, or Paul for that position. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. I think that covers all the bases for committee chairs.
And Mark, it was funny when I was on the select board. That's where I talked to a lot of legal counsel because you got to be very careful what you're voting on. And I had a lot of members in my family that would do things in town, and if you sign a pay warrant for their pay, then it's in violation. And I'd always make the clause, if it's legal, I vote for it. So it sort of covers your butt. That's what they told me to do. So that's where that came from.
Well, that works.
It works. I mean, if it's not a legal vote, well, I said if it was legal, I voted. If it's not, then I guess I didn't. But
Any other, because I don't have any warrants, there's no building permits, there's no A&Rs. I did check with Scott Seebeck, the town administrator, of how we might approach Richard Harris's contract as a consultant going forward, knowing that they got a new position that's going to be advertised, and it will certainly not require consulting anymore. Well, if it does, it's going to be on a different budget than ours, I'm sure, but
yeah,
I haven't heard back from them. So once I know, I think probably, as Scott said, they're getting together the job description, which Richard Harris has already submitted a job description in his opinion, knowing what the town is going to start the salary at for this person. And it's certainly a junior planner. It's not going to be a senior planner by any means, because we can't afford that just yet. So I'll wait to hear from Scott, and maybe it's going to be a 3-month contract or something like that until the position gets filled. But
are we going to now? Are we still going to use Richard, or is this new planner going to have enough knowledge to guide us through these things, or are we still going to use Richard now and then?
well, I think that's for the town administrator to decide after that with the experience. I'm sure that depending on the experience the person has, they might have to lean on someone. But again, I don't know if that's going to be a contract that we engage in or the town engages with outside for consulting for the new position holder. So I'm not clear on that.
Okay, well, we'll find out how it goes. So
Right.
good. Definitely it's a move in the right direction. I think it's a great idea.
No, I think so. It's become, we've got a lot of planning going ahead in the future with just Zero College Highway alone. But I mean, the tasks involved now for this committee chair, the emails, the phone calls, the decision writing, the posting of public hearings, and the writing of decisions, and because of the lack of expertise on my part on times, it's held up stuff that we have done with the Attorney General's office after going with a town warrant for zoning amendments and stuff. And it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of shuffling. If you don't have your ducks in the order, it can hold up the process. And it's gotten to be more than a volunteer should have to do. And with that being said, I'd stay on this board forever if I was elected to, if I didn't have a lot of the administrative stuff I have to worry about, because if somebody can handle that and you just go to a meeting where you can look at a project or the agenda ahead of you, and that's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about writing this, writing that, and responding, and it makes it a lot more pleasurable to be part of a board like this.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I'll stop my soapbox entertainment here, and I'll ask if you would like to get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a
So
motion
moved.
to adjourn.
Oh, second. Okay, perfect.
I heard Mark in the background. Yes.
Yeah.
Motion made by Mark, seconded by Jim to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, I'll keep you keep abreast to your next meeting